Hey everyone, this is Joshua Slocum coming to you live from the Holiday Hill Baptist Youth Department. We are currently still under quarantine, but this is before the governor and the mayor issued shutdowns, so we're doing this as fast as humanly possible. We are totally maintaining 6 feet of distance. We are, totally. And it's okay, because if you look down under the table right here, we have Creepy Jesus with us. Creepy Jesus, by the way, if you didn't know, is a mascot in our youth department. Many in the youth know about Creepy Jesus. The rest of you now get to. Look at him. I mean, he's staring right into your soul. He knows what you did this Saturday. Nothing. You did absolutely nothing on Saturday. Yeah, you did absolutely nothing on Saturday. Also with me, outside of Creepy Jesus, is Mackenzie. Mackenzie, say hi.
Hi.
I got Steven.
Howdy.
By the way, Steven, if you didn't know, just about every video we shoot on our YouTube channel, he's the guy behind the camera. But I have him in front of the camera this time, so his mom is actually filming. Say hi, Trish.
Hey.
There you go. I got Sam with me, and I got Bella.
Hi.
Now, we want to do something for the youth. We want to do something for students. The thing is that we're already, basically, courtesy of the Sunday morning stuff, we're already doing a thing where, like, we have one of our leaders sitting down just in front of a camera solo, basically doing a Bible study / sermon series. And I didn't want to be too repetitive. And if we try to do some in-mass Zoom Bible study, Bella, what were your words for that one?
Wait, what?
Yeah, if we did some in-mass Zoom Bible study, what would that be?
Exactly what she was not doing.
Yeah, it would be really distracting. Yeah, it'd be that, but like times 20. So yeah, so we decided to do this instead, and we want to do a Bible study series that would seem very relevant for the time that we're in. So we're going to go a 4-part series through the book of Philippians, with the theme being joy in spite of your circumstance. How does one maintain joy when everything around you seems like it's coming and crashing down? Some of you aren't at work right now. Some of you are not in school right now. Some of you are not knowing what's going to happen in the weeks to come. What's it look like? That better not been a sneeze. That better not been a sneeze. Good thing we're 6 feet apart, so it's okay.
Oh, well. Dang. I'm not 6 feet apart.
Steven, scoot closer between me and Mackenzie.
Go to the hospital. We can't visit you.
Oh, so go to the hospital.
Anyway.
So I guess the running gag for this is going to be each segment, one of us is going to be missing because they've been put in quarantine.
Tune in every week. Anyway, but we're talking about joy in the midst of, in spite of your circumstance. And again, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of crazy going on. And I think Philippians is a great place to start, guys, because here's what it boils down to in the book of Philippians. You have the Apostle Paul, and he's literally writing this in jail. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this. Jail, not fun.
Sucks.
Roman jail, more not fun. It was awful. People were regularly mistreated because the job of the guard was to make sure that you didn't get out. That was priority one. Everything else was secondary. So because of that, you get fed whenever we get around to it. You make sure you're taken care of if you get around to it. And if there's a guy laying down dead in your cell, well, that means he's not escaping, so it means I'm doing my job. So this is the context of where he's writing this. And throughout the book of Philippians, Paul writes about joy. He writes to this church in a place called Philippi and says, you guys bring me so much joy. I'm in the midst of chaos right now. I'm in the midst of hopelessness right now. But I have so much joy right now just when I think about you. And I mean, consider the following of what jail basically is. You're on lockdown. You can't do anything fun. You can't see your friends. You can't see your family. Does this sound any way...
Quarantine?
Essentially, you're talking to a guy who's like on quarantine, but like ours has Wi-Fi and internet and cable news. I don't know if cable news makes it better or worse. Anyway, but it's a crazy time. Oh, by the way, as we kick off this, for this specific video, I want you to count how many times we mentioned coronavirus or COVID-19. The first person to comment on this video with the correct answer gets a prize. Spoiler alert, it's going to be hand sanitizer and a roll of toilet paper. I know some of you have to fight for that right now.
And a half-used bottle of Purell.
Oh, and a half-used bottle of Purell. So 1.5 hand sanitizers and a roll of toilet paper. That's going to be some good stuff right there.
Yep.
Would you
Just
really
half
want
of the bottle.
half a bottle of hand sanitizer? Because like it's half a bottle, but it's been used.
We have Corona.
Just rub hand sanitizer on the bottle. It's fine.
So you're gonna waste more of the hand sanitizer that's already half gone to wipe down the bottle?
Yeah, it's
So
perfect.
then you'll end up with like maybe a quarter of a bottle.
Yeah.
Also, if you're drinking out of a bottle, rotate your bottle so the label's not facing the camera. We're not getting sponsored. No free advertising.
I don't know. I want Baby Yoda facing the camera. That's going to be pretty awesome.
At least you
But the kickoff, as we now officially kick off this, I'm going to help you out. Coronavirus. You're now at 3. So
Technically 4. Well, 5 if you count COVID-19 because you said it.
yeah,
coronavirus.
There's probably
6.
more.
I'm an English major. I
There's
can't count.
probably more.
I can't count. I'm an English major. So we're looking at Philippians chapter 1, guys. And again, you know me, I'm always a sucker for context. We're going to focus on 21, but I want to read the verses beforehand. This is the Apostle Paul writing to the church of Philippi. And again, we're starting at verse 18. What then? Only that in every way, whether in presence or in truth, Christ is proclaimed. And in that I rejoice. Yes, I will rejoice, for I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, this will turn out for my deliverance. As it is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be ashamed, but that with full courage, now as always, Christ will be honored in my body, whether by life or death. For to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. How does one maintain joy in spite of circumstance, in the midst of chaos? I think the first step really, guys, is to learn that there's more important things than our own personal life and death. I mean, I guess the question is, what do you guys think? What was Paul saying when he's saying for me to live as Christ and to die as gain? What are some of your thoughts on that one? This is the part where you have to speak up.
This is the part where they all draw a blank.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Yeah.
You can't physically draw a blank. You have to always draw something.
White out. But to answer your question, I personally feel that to answer that, it literally comes from the following verse.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. For me to live, if I'm going to live on, or go on living in the body, this will mean a fruitful labor for me. Yet what shall I choose? I do not know. What he's saying is if he was to go on living through his deeds and his actions, he would be producing the fruit that comes from the Holy Spirit. You know, sharing the gospel, you know. I would say sharing the love, but that just has a different meaning than what I want to get across here, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
But whereas, you know, if he were to die, he were to gain. Well, what happens if a follower of Christ dies? Where do you go?
True. What do you guys think? What do you got?
Heaven.
Heaven.
Is that where you're supposed to go?
That's a step off.
That's where it is, right? Well, for some people at this table, it'll be heaven. For others, you know.
It's going to be warmer than Florida.
You know who you are.
It's
So.
cold outside right now.
It's not cold outside.
It's nice outside right now.
Okay, how about this? I mean,
Jeans and long sleeves.
because when you say a statement like, you know, there's things more important than your own life and death, there's more important things than life or death, does that mean that, like, Paul's life was absolutely worthless? Was his life truly just worthless? Was there no point to it at all, or what?
Well, I mean, God has a plan for everybody, which included Paul, so I don't really think his life was worthless.
Okay.
No,
He
it's
was
a
talking
bigger
about
plan.
joy. Does that mean he was happy? Like,
That's actually an interesting question.
Yeah,
Is
I'm so
joy and
serious.
that's actually a good question. Is joy and happiness the same thing? Why or why not? What do we got?
wait.
I mean,
Are
yes.
joy and happiness the same thing? Why or why not?
Yes. 'Cause
Yes.
you're happy when you're.
We saw it on Inside Out because, you know, when Riley was really sad, she needed joy to, like, is
Exactly.
that because joy brought about the happiness in Inside Out? We are building theology from a Pixar movie, folks. This is
Okay, but can we at least do it from a good Pixar movie?
hey now.
That's a good movie.
Hey now. No, but I'll put it to you this way. I've been told this before, and I think it's true. Happiness is based on your circumstance. When happy things are happy, of course, then you're happy. But joy runs a little deeper than that. Joy, I think, is more connected to hope. In other words, even when things are down, I know that something's on the horizon. I believe that something better is going to happen. I believe that this isn't the end of the whole story. Like it's going to end on a bad note. It's going to end in my absolute endless destruction, the end. Believing that that's not going to be the case. Believing that God's going to redeem the situation. Believing that Jesus has a plan for your life and for anything that's going on. And knowing that that plan is a good plan is what brings about your joy. So when Paul's saying, like, to live is Christ, to die is gain, it's not a matter of Paul's life being worthless, but I think it's a matter of perspective of where Paul fits in the grand scheme of all that's surrounding him. Let's be honest. I don't know about you guys, but for me, there's been moments in my life where if I'm not careful, if I'm being really honest and I'm thinking about it, I sometimes think that this world and everything in it is about me. Like it's the Josh show, starring Josh, written by Josh, directed by Josh, produced by Josh. I mean, what about you guys? Do you have the Bella show, the McKinsey show? Like, really think about it.
The McKinsey show.
Yeah, co-starring mom, co-starring dad, co-starring our siblings, with special guests, you know, whoever. I mean, what do you guys think? Is that a thing for us?
Sometimes, yes.
Everyone thinks you're the star of your own show when really you're just a side character.
Ooh. Oh, save that. Everyone thinks they're the star of the show and really you're just the side character. I think Paul, with his relationship with Christ, really understood that real truth. And that is, I'm not the star. I'm, like you just said, you're a side character. And it wasn't that his life was worthless, it's that he knew where his life was in proper perspective. His life was with Christ. His life was committed to him. That hope is what brought him joy. And you're dead on right. If I live, then I'm going to go on proclaiming the gospel, proclaiming good news to people. But if I close out, if my story ends here, then, well, I'm going to be united with Christ, and that's good too. For me to live as Christ, to die as gain. There are more important things in one's life. What are some of them? What are some of the things that we think might be important in one's own life?
The greater good.
The greater good. That's a very Spock thing to say right now.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Long and prosper.
God.
Do we have to scream con right now? Con! Anyway, you know.
Okay, but who can do the best William
I
Shakespeare?
feel sorry for our two girls. They're not down with nerdy sci-fi like we are. They're like, I don't know what's going on right
It's
now.
fine. That one's infected. And that one's soon to be infected.
We're going to have to edit this.
Survival of the fittest.
We're still going to have to edit this.
Hey, you don't get the final call on that.
But anyway, the greater good. But what is the greater good?
Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus and toilet paper. That is our list.
Well, okay, think about it this way.
Uh-huh.
How many martyrs died for the cause of Christ?
It's a martyr.
No, it's a good question. A martyr is someone who literally lays down their life for a cause in which they believe in. In the Christian context, these are people who refuse to renounce their faith and conviction in Jesus Christ under penalty of death. Yeah.
I think the first one that's mentioned in the New Testament is Stephen, isn't it?
It is. Not this Stephen, a different Stephen, but yeah, it is
Just
Stephen.
goes.
He's soon to follow.
Totally editing this. Anyway. I thought we could get away with not editing. We're definitely going to have to edit.
Oh no, you're definitely going to have to edit.
Yeah.
It's
You
Sam.
put me at the table.
I know. But consider the following. I think things that are worthy of saying, like, they're greater than, than one's own life. I mean, in my own life, it would be my kids. I love my kids.
My dog.
Yeah, dog.
No.
We live in a culture that loves our pets. That can certainly be one of them. But there's things that we would lay down our life for. I think many times it would be our friends. But we're going to stop here because it transitions from here. And in the next session, we're going to be talking about attitude. An attitude of gratitude, if you will. Because here's the thing. Once we realize our perspective and how we fit in the world and how it's truly not a story completely about us, then our attitude can change. And when our attitude changes, our step and our path to joy in the midst of our circumstances becomes more clear. So we're going to wrap it up here, and we will see you guys next week. Bye!